Welcome, esteemed viewers, to a profound journey into the ancient roots of human history. We often believe that taking a human life is the ultimate crime a person can commit. Yet ancient wisdom places another sin far above ending lives, a silent crime that destroys nations. Why does honoring your father and mother stand higher than the sacred command against violence? Today, we unlock the mystery of the Fifth Commandment and the hidden secret of eternal life. Deep within a shadowy desert tent, an ancient patriarch holds a weathered scroll in trembling hands. The glowing embers cast long shadows, reflecting the heavy weight of a centuries-old tradition. Across from him sits his youthful heir, intensely focused on the fragile scroll of their survival. According to ancient texts, the survival of a nomadic tribe depended on strict obedience. Yet this specific law was carved on stone, with a promise uniquely profound among the commandments. It strictly declares that honoring your parents will let you live a long and prosperous earthly life. Why did the architects of faith elevate this family duty to a matter of cosmic importance?
Their strength is your strength.
Historical scholars note that ancient societies faced brutal conditions, where weakness meant tragedy. Some argue that the strict laws against violence protect the physical bodies of the entire tribe. They suggest that laws against adultery protect the essential boundaries of a functioning marriage. However, dishonoring a mother or a father was seen as an existential threat to the nation. The old man traces his rough finger along the faded ink, revealing the depths of this sacred rule. It is not merely a social contract designed to provide a primitive pension for the elderly. We must look beyond the strict practicalities of desert survival to truly grasp its meaning. The young son listens intently, his brow furrowed as he ponders the immense weight of his legacy. If a society fails to honor its elders, it loses the main anchor that keeps it firmly grounded. The patriarch shakes his head slowly, preparing to dispel the common misconceptions of the ancient law. Many modern critics reduce this profound commandment to a simple duty of repaying a debt. They claim it exists because ancient societies lacked formal institutions for elderly care. While physical provision is highly important, it fails to explain the grand scale of the sacred promise. Let us step outside this quiet tent and view the blistering reality of the ancient wilderness. Under the scorching sun, villagers carry burdens, battling starvation and sudden tragic demise. In such a brutal environment, a pragmatic approach to elder care would be a matter of logic. If this law was just about survival logistics, it would not hold such a central place in the divine text. The wise patriarch raises his hand, gesturing gently as he dismantles these superficial ideas. He notes that viewing parents merely as a financial burden to be managed misses the spiritual core. We often think of giving back to our creators as a simple trade of gratitude and rich provision. But sacred history shows that this commandment operates on a vastly superior macro level. The young heir lowers his head, pondering the inadequacy of viewing parents only as dependents. If the law was just about paying a debt, it could be fulfilled with wealth and material earthly goods. However, an affluent society can provide for its elders while holding them in deep contempt. Providing food and shelter without reverence is entirely insufficient for the divine law. The true danger lies not in physical neglect, but in the deliberate severing of a lineage. We must realize that parents are the irreplaceable bridge between the past and the very fragile future. When a young generation mocks the traditions of their fathers, they destroy their vital moral compass. Ancient records prove that internal cultural decay always precedes total military defeat. The patriarch leans forward, his wise eyes locking with his son's, as shadows dance across the woven walls. He asks the boy to see beyond the visible world and grasp the invisible threads of human existence. To rebel against one's parents is to rebel against the very architecture of reality itself. If forced to choose between feeding your starving parents or following a new leader, what would you do? This dilemma shattered countless empires when the youth chose to abandon the wisdom of their ancestors. The flickering fire illuminates the faces of those who chose loyalty over simple convenience. A nation built on disrespect is a structure lacking foundation, destined to collapse during the storm. We see this pattern repeated endlessly in the tragic and violent annals of human history. Without a deep connection to the past, the present generation wanders blindly into massive traps. The sacred scroll in the patriarch's hands holds the collective memory of thousands of harsh desert winters. It is a map of survival, written with the sweat and tears of those who walked this earth before us. To dismiss this knowledge is to invite chaos, famine, and destruction upon your very own children. Therefore, the commandment operates as a supreme safeguard, a mighty shield over the nation's soul. And now, we reach the profound turning point, the breathtaking realization that changes everything. The dim environment suddenly begins to transform, bathed in a surreal, golden, spiritual mist. The patriarch points his weathered finger at the scroll, his eyes widening with divine revelation. The Holy Scriptures are not merely isolated texts. They are an unbroken chain of living faith. Try to envision a grand river of time, where countless ancestral silhouettes stand in sequence. These glowing figures stretch far back into the shadowy abyss of antiquity, connected by a light. Parents are not simply the biological creators. They are vital conveyors of cosmic truth. They represent a core mechanism designed to transfer historical identity to the next. The young heir looks upward, his face bathed by the golden rays, struck by a deeply profound sense of awe. When a rebellious generation chooses to insult, neglect, or sever ties with their parents, they are not merely fracturing a single household or causing temporary emotional distress. They deliberately sever the main artery that supplies moral strength to human civilization. Ancestral spirits in the glowing mist pass a radiant, ethereal light from hand to hand. This light symbolizes the sacred covenant, the shared history, and the moral compass of the people. If one figure refuses to accept the light from the previous generation, the chain breaks instantly. The glowing timeline plummets into utter darkness, leaving the subsequent descendants totally blind. Ancient scribes warn that a nation lacking its ancestral memory is easily manipulated. They lose their foundational identity, making them vulnerable to chaos and external foes. This is exactly why the divine law places family preservation at the very top. To slay a single man is a horrific tragedy that ends one distinct biological life on Earth. But to destroy the honor of parents is to obliterate the future of the entire human race. The young man stares into the golden fog, fully grasping the tremendous magnitude of his inheritance. The ancient patriarchs stand tall, their solemn poses reflecting a desperate plea for continuity. We must view parents as the sacred vessels carrying the water of life across a scorching desert. If you shatter the vessel out of pure arrogance, the precious water spills out and is lost forever. A tribe that carelessly breaks its vessels will inevitably perish under the unforgiving heat. This revelation firmly dismantles our modern individualistic approach to freedom. We are not isolated islands appearing out of nowhere. We are intertwined branches of a tree. If the branch hates the roots, the leaves will rapidly wither, and the organism will face starvation. The golden mist swirls strongly around them, reinforcing the unbreakable cycle of generations. Looking at your aging parents, do you see a burdensome past, or the foundation of your existence? The mandate demands deep reverence, not because the elders are flawless, but because of their position. They are the divine gatekeepers of the covenant, the indispensable guardians of historical truth. The light from the ancestors slowly funnels toward the weathered scroll held firmly by the patriarch. He is the true custodian of this magnificent flame, tasked with holding the absolute darkness at bay. The strong spiritual bond between father and son becomes the focal point of universal survival. The mystical golden mist slowly dissipates as the first gentle rays of morning light pierce the tent. Returning to reality, the patriarch's expression shifts to a profound and lasting inner peace. He extends his trembling hands, preparing to physically transfer the heavy burden of the sacred scroll. Honoring your parents does not demand them to be flawless or totally free from human failures. It is about showing profound respect for the divine order of origins that formed your existence. A society that loses this crucial generational connection strips away its own moral compass. When you despise the source of your life, you initiate a slow and steady path of self-destruction. The grand promise of living long upon the earth is not a guarantee of personal longevity. It is the key to the survival of a nation that truly cherishes its deep historical roots. The young son reaches out with both hands, accepting the scroll as the sunlight bathes his determined face. The deeply solemn weight of the great ancient covenant settles firmly upon his strong young shoulders. He fully understands that honoring his father is the ultimate act of human preservation. A mighty civilization that forgets its sacred origins will undoubtedly turn to ash and dust. We must clearly recognize that every generation holds a fragile link in a massive living chain. If we ever allow the sacred chain to break, the precious wisdom of our ancestors is truly lost. The sacred Fifth Commandment is not merely a simple suggestion for harmonious family life. It firmly serves as the absolute foundational law for human survival on this very planet. By gently lifting the ancient scroll, the young man bravely accepts his critical role as the new guardian. He looks upon his aging father not with a heavy sense of burden, but with a deeply profound awe. The old patriarch slowly closes his weary eyes, knowing the tribal future is secure. The shadowy desert tent is completely illuminated by the brilliant rays of the morning sun. It is a truly powerful reminder that those who respect their origins will never fade away. They shall live long upon the earth, remaining deeply rooted like a magnificent old tree. The enduring flame of human civilization requires constant and truly dedicated protection. It is proudly passed down to the sacred bloodlines of generations, from a father to his son. If protecting family and origin is the bedrock, ending a life is the ultimate crime. But did you know you can easily become a ruthless destroyer without ever drawing a sword? Is honoring your parents just a simple daily duty? Or is it the only way to save our future? Show your thoughts in the comments below. Do we still respect the roots of our civilization today? If you found this epic journey meaningful, please like, share, and subscribe for more profound history.